Come with me to make a dice bowl on a budget.
So I headed off to Officeworks, which is a chain office supply store here in Australia. I picked up 2 50-pack wooden jumbo paddle pop sticks, 2 wooden placemats, and here's the receipt. I also picked up a cutting mat and a grid book, which the grid book will be used in a later video. So this is everything that we're going to need: ruler, pen knife, pencil, scissors, and your supplies. You should have a total of 8 long cut paddle pop sticks, 4 short cut paddle pop sticks, and here I'm just measuring the wooden board. It is 25.5 centimeters or 255 millimeters long ways and 19 millimeters in breadth. Width, I can never remember. I haven't done woodworking for God knows how long. I'm now trying to measure the backside. I realized that it's not very even and my wood is bent, which is great. You might have noticed the ruler not go all the way to the side. That's because 0 starts a little bit out. I didn't realize this pen knife, exacto knife, whatever it is so goddamn sharp. This is the first time I've ever used it, and I cut straight into the ruler with it, which I found to be hilarious. Next time I do this, I will definitely be using more of a box knife for this kind of wood. I don't think it's necessarily saw material, but I'm giving it a bit of a bend test, see if what I've done is cut far enough in. And I'm really trying to focus on the edge, because I feel like if the edge of it is cut far enough, the rest will just follow suit. Here I'm just trying to be as straight as possible with my lines. I'm not usually one to do crafts. My wife usually handles that. There we go. It bent far enough. I cut deep into it far enough that it snapped on the bend, which I probably should have just cut more. I'm just measuring up the popsicle sticks here to cut the ends off, so it's a nice rectangular. You can see like the jagged edges of the wood. Now it's just a matter of getting 8 rectangle paddle pop sticks, cutting the rounded edges off it, which we got. I cut rounded edge off one of them, and looking back on this footage here, I realized that I should have just put down the other paddle pop stick. I realized how much I needed, and we're just gonna cut that now. So we're gonna have, like I said at the start, 4 of these smaller ones. This is everything again: ruler, pencil, pen knife. This is the first time I'm actually doing work with hot glue. I watched my wife put together one of the other ones that we made, but I'm just doing the edges first, and then I'm going to reinforce on the inside and the outside just to make sure that it sticks well. This thing heated up so much quicker than I was anticipating and cooled down just as fast. My thought process with this is kind of like bricks, so I'm going to do a long piece and a short piece, and then I'm going to alternate. I originally planned for 2 levels of sidewall, but after doing 1 level, I thought to myself, you know what, maybe 1 level's fine. But then I looked at the one my wife did, and I was like, no, definitely 2 levels is the way to go. So here you can see me reinforcing the seals, the outer seal, the inner seal, just making sure everything is as strong as it can be. I was planning to use PVA glue for this, but it would have taken days to dry. So my wife says,
that's what she said.
She worked in childcare for 7 years, so I trust her with knowing exactly how to do it. But I'm locked in at this point. I've gone completely non-verbal. This is it. I think what I've done is really soundly structured, just making sure like I just put the basics on there, get it on, and then we can reinforce it. So here you go. You can see my wood is bent, contemplating the 1 level, and I'm like, no, you know what, 2 levels it is. This is the alternating part that I mentioned, long piece over the short piece, and there you go. I do get rid of all these dangly bits of hot glue, don't worry. But this is it. Your basic dice bowl. You can stop here if you want to, but this was a holiday thing. It is the winter holidays here in Australia, or at least in New South Wales, where I'm from. So I got the kids involved. I had my oldest daughter paint the one that I made. Youngest one painted the one that my wife made, and she chose to do this beautiful purple on the bottom and a sky blue on the top. And then she decided, you know what, I want to paint some decals on the backside. And then she goes ahead and paints on the sides as well. She's informed us that the number 5 is her lucky number. She's chosen it. She doesn't know why, but it is what it is. So she decides to draw number 5 after doing these very cool swirls. Her brain is beautiful. I love the way she thinks and her imagination. And ultimately, she did want it to be blocky. So I just helped her out with this a bit off camera. And then she went and painted that a teal, she said. I don't know color theory, guys. It looks like teal to me, aqua, whatever you want to call it. She wanted me to show it off. So there's the back side. Now she's going to go and paint around the side. She had this design in mind with some white vines and some pink petals, which she goes and gets done there. Now my wife, who is a master of craft, decided, you know what, we should seal these. So she got the Mod Podge out. She went and painted over it middle of cooking while things were waiting. She made a fantastic congee. So while she was waiting, she did that. And we went one step further. We had some leftover felt from a craft piece that she actually done for me recently. We had a winter festival, a Ren fair, where she made me a gnome hat. So she's just busted out the Mod Podge, put the leftover felts down, cut it into a nice rectangle to make it nice and fancy looking. And look, these are just extra bits and pieces that we had. So this is the ultimate thing. You can really do this on a budget. You don't have to go the extra mile. You don't have to paint it. It looks good as plain. Let's give it a crack, see how it goes. Rolls nice, rolls good. I'm a little bit sick, so I sound a bit gross. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like it, hit that like button, subscribe. I'm going to be posting more GM on a budget because I'm a brand new GM. I've only DM'd 2 things so far. A solo campaign for my wife, which is ongoing, which I completely built the world for and am constantly world building for, and a kids DM session, which we did throughout the holidays, courtesy of Drive-Thru RPG, which I recommend picking that up if you want to do some entry-level D&D for kids. My youngest is 3, my oldest is 8. They loved what it was. I'll be doing more GM on a budget, so come along and let's kick the economy in the butt. See you later.